When the Sirius frequency intensifies, it calls forward what is ancient and eternal within you. The clarity of your soul's agreements, the memory of service to love, the wisdom that once walked in crystalline temples and spoke through sound alone. What happens when the portal opens? You may feel a soft pressure at the crown or chest. You may hear frequencies that others don't. You may be called to stillness, to water, to sacred memory. You may feel emotional tenderness or a deep recognition of the cosmic family that holds you. Sirius emits a tone tomorrow that gently reorganizes the patterns of distortion that have clung to your perception of self. It clears the fog of unworthiness. It activates your agreement to walk as a soul, not a survival mechanism. So when we get the signal, i.e., we pick up from you that you would like to do this communication on a certain morning, we click in. How so? We tune in, we consciously connect with that which we know to be your energy upon the earth plane. And yet, although you very much feel we are connecting with the you on earth, we are firstly connecting with your higher being, for want of a better word, in order for you to tune into that part of yourself which brings through the messages from us to you, if that makes sense. We could try that in Swahili. Why do you say higher for want of a better word? Is it not a higher aspect of myself elsewhere? It is a more complete version of you. Within your lifetime now, where you are experiencing life in human form, the entirety of you, which is also us, which is also everything as one, cannot reside within the spirit that you know. The level of light, the energy of light that you are in fullness, is not able to be present in a physical sense. Are we unclear, it seems, for you? Rise before the sun and greet the sky in silence. Drink clean water and speak to it. Ask it to become light within you. Stand barefoot on the earth or lay your hands on a tree. Let your nervous system stabilize. Speak your name to the cosmos and say, I receive the Sirius blessings now. I am open to the upgrades that match my highest integrity. I remember my place among the stars. If you are called to sing, chant, draw, or speak unknown languages, follow that. You are tuning the grid. This alignment is about how softly you listen. The Sirius gates are made of vibration, and they open for the sincere. Let tomorrow be a day of celebration. This is correct. However, that is not to say that this complete self cannot be accessed. Yet it is for so many that, as much as they desire to do so, they have been programmed and dumbed down to such a degree that even though they know this to be a truth, they are unable to make the connection. So why is it then I, me, am easily able to connect with you and others can't? I am surely programmed as much as everyone else. For some reason, my heart is beating faster. The answer to this is a simple one. It was agreed, as you know, before you entered Earth for this lifetime, that the mission you have would serve many. This that we agreed to do allowed for a pathway to remain clear within your makeup. You endured for roughly 17 years. Did you not regular seizures, fits as you called them? Yep, sure did. Although it is hard to believe that went on for so long and interfere with my life the way it did. As you know, the minute I connected with White Cloud, they stopped just like that. You have also had it explained to you that during those fits you were being rewired, so to speak, in order for you to make contact with others outside of your earthly atmosphere. In that, the pathway that was protected in order for you to do what you do was gradually activated. Gradually being an understatement, in that it took that long. Truly, not complaining, it was well worth it. The question still remains, why me? I know that is my ego talking. You don't actually have the need to know, do you? Nope, it really doesn't matter or bother me. I am, however, honored and mind-boggled that I am in this position and our service reaches so many. Back to how this telepathy and direct voice channeling works, if we may. The telepathic communication is far less complicated than using your voice box. As many are aware, language and wording are considered unnecessary on many levels of existence. The transference of thought is far less complicated and certainly more precise. Thought transference from one to another, or many, comes from the feeling initially and is understood from that aspect. We are the celestial white beings. We come from the celestial and cosmic vibrations. We are one source, and yet we express ourselves as many beings. We are called white beings because our light is pure white. Today, we wish to speak of fear and how fear is a tool, an indication and an alert that soul expansion can take place. When we recognize fear as a tool for spiritual growth, rather than an energy that overwhelms us, it is easier to recognize the growth that can be made in the presence of fear. Fear has a wonderful ability of completely taking over your entire being, clouding your judgment, creating tension in your body, and even paralyzing you so that you cannot take action. We recognize that fear is powerful, and if fear is powerful, then imagine the power of your soul, maybe 100,000 million times more powerful. When we recognize fear as a tool, we realize that it comes forth not to take over our being, as we allow it to, but actually with a message that is very powerful, that is needed, and that is important for us to listen to. Yet you can still feel the same feeling if you choose and practice without the physical attachment. Can you not? Yes, I guess so. When we think of a loved one far away and send love, no words are needed. To complicate this a little more, if you do not have the need for words, how are you able to communicate with me in words? I don't hear them. They flow in my head. This is where indeed it may be difficult to explain. We are able to get inside your head and sync up with your neural pathways that are connected to your knowledge and understanding of words. We tap into that, and your brain translates what we are relaying into words in order for you to understand that which we are conveying. For you, as human beings, need to know our message through words. Unfortunately, we cannot explain it any other way. So can you automatically just read my thoughts that I am writing in this moment? Correct. What of the direct voice when white cloud, you and others, use my voice box to speak through me? Especially when you consider how my pupils change color, and with white cloud, I take on a male voice with an accent, I might add, and with you and others, my energy is noticeably different. That is a more complex matter altogether, and yet not. You had agreed to do this. That is the first hurdle overcome. With white cloud, his energy travels and enters in through the back of your head. You are aware of the lump at the back of your head that one has,